it motivated me to come in, see what it was about, and ultimately see an opportunity. So yeah.
And during that time when you got the actual headset, did you jump directly into meta? I know that, some of us had to wait. A lot of people had to wait a couple of hours or days to be able to jump in. Did you use that time to jump into other spots, or were you, because of the connect, were you,
Hmm.
willing to wait or go to venues for meta?
Well, before I got the headset, I was researching Horizon Worlds. Couldn't find really too much.
Yes, sir.
I knew it was like a beta, early
Hmm.
invite. I was like on YouTube. So when I got in, I was in venues, meeting people, and at the same time on YouTube, I'm looking up Horizon Worlds. I'm hitting up everybody that's in the video of Horizon Worlds. I'm on Instagram, hashtag Horizon Worlds. I'm hitting up everybody that's ever did anything Horizon Worlds. Like, yo, I need to get in. And Mercati 27, I believe, he
Hmm.
was the one that got me an invite into the beta, the early access beta.
Wow.
And when I got in, it was over after that. I
It
just
was over. Yeah.
got straight to it. Met Dame, same Dame. I actually met same
That's
Dame
the same thing.
over in venues, and he brought me over here. He showed me he had like a skating ring, concert hall, and he really was showing me, like, how to pull out the shapes and everything. And I, like, first thing I made was like a table. I was trying to make something, and I
Yeah, for sure.
eventually went and uh create New World and got in the Hardy World. And the real first thing I made was some dice. So
Oh, that, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty awesome. I know it takes a lot of time. Sometimes, you know what? When I first got in here, I think your spot was one of the first spots that I saw, and I was blown away by the logos and how clean it looked, especially early on. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but early on, when you look at stuff now, I know we're used to it because we progressed with it. But when you look at early on, a lot of the models and a lot of the stuff, they didn't look as great. And to be able to come into a spot and see the logos and see this kind of stuff and seeing at the time a VIP, an elevator, it does, it kind of changes your mind on a lot of stuff and a lot of like the builds. I know from there
mhm.
I did explore other places, but seeing you would eat maybe spots of things, but seeing it all put together in one place, I thought it was pretty cool. um what made you actually, you said you made the dice, what made you actually decide, hey, I want to do, Hardy West, and eventually get into the the whole experience, the Hardy West experience?
It's the Hardy World experience. So like,
A Hardy
what
World.
what yeah. So the thing was, I always say that I wanted to create the Black Disney World in the metaverse. Because like when I got in, I didn't see anything mature, anything that I would have spent longer than 5 minutes in, except for arena class shooting people. But
Yeah, of course.
um,
Okay,
other
yeah.
than that, I didn't see it. I didn't see venues over here. That's why if you
Hmm.
look at early Hardy World, it's really modeled off of venues with that thing in the middle. And
Yeah.
instead of having like shows and stuff they can go into, I had the basketball court, and eventually I had the VIP and stuff. But um, people were like kicking it in venues. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
seriously kicking it, having great conversations. And when I got in here, I wanted to kind of create that atmosphere over here. And I think I accomplished it. But that was my main goal.
Yeah, man, I definitely think you accomplished that. And when you used to make websites, were you particularly with the UX? Because that would make sense. A lot of UX or a lot of people that do create websites, the whole thing is trying to kind of not emulate something that we're used to, but trying to figure out what people are used to doing to make something that's pleasing for them. So it's pretty awesome to know that you looked at venues and said, wait a minute, there's a bunch of people still here. And there's still people in well, if they were still going, but there's still people right now that hang out in arcade and hang out in venues with every single world that we have. So why not
Hmm.
make it something that is familiar to them already? It's not something that you have to introduce necessarily, but it's a new spin
Hmm.
on what it is. So that is something great to to notice, going in that aspect. I got one last one for you, brother, and then I want you. I know you have a couple things that you want to. I always let tips and tricks and things that you want to give to the community to empower. And then we're gonna finish off with having a if you have a quote or something that you want to kind of share with the community, that a time that maybe you were low on motivation and something that you used to push you through. But before we get there, man, um, what is something that you want to, I'll say, accomplish this week, man? Something, or we'll say this month to give you a little bit more. But what is something that you want to accomplish this month? It can be
Um,
in life, it can be in the metaverse, it can be in any aspect in life.
yeah. I think right now my life is mainly in the metaverse.
Okay.
Uh, kind of made that decision a year and like a little over a year ago. But and I try not to mix the two.
Of
But
course.
like for the metaverse, um, I'm really excited about reintroducing the Hardy Stars. Um,
Oh, yes.
the currency in here that I came out with the middle of last year with the wristbands and everything. So I really
Yeah.
want to bring that back out, uh, show the value of it, um, and and yeah, and 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 have it too as something that would drive Hardy World.
I'll say this, man. It's kind of funny you say that, because I know we've, from time to time, we've had conversations, and one of the conversations that we've had, I know we spoke about the limitations kind of being the kind of the ceiling sometimes with the imagination, because we can think up, or anybody can think of whatever you guys, want, but with the tools you're using, they're limiting you in a way. You have to wait for them to kind of catch up to you. And I do believe that, the Hardy Stars is something that eventually I feel like the whole thing is going to catch up to the idea that you've had since day one. And I think it's really
Mm,
smart to have something that people can bounce around, just like, once again, you said Walt Disney, the Black Disney, being able to bounce around and have something concurrent in every single world. Say, something that feels like you achieved something, and you can show off in every single one of the worlds. And I think that's pretty
yeah,
cool, man. It's part of an
it, it
experience.
I wasn't really gonna get into that today, but it's a lot of things that I do um that builds loyalty, um because like I'm doing the VIP memberships now. If someone already has a VIP membership with me, why would they? Of course they're gonna come where they're VIP at, you
Yeah,
know.
of course.
So with the Hardy Star situation, um, if I'm rewarding Hardy Stars and they're always in my worlds and they're earning more Hardy Stars and spending Hardy Stars, of course they're gonna spend more time in my worlds and my universe. So um, it's something that takes a strong foundation. I
Of
see a
course.
lot of people going straight
Yeah.
to it. What is it worth? It's
Mhm.
not worth anything. So uh this past year, I've been building up the value of whatever I decide to do. Um I can announce today right here.
Go ahead.
I've just sold my 100th VIP.
Hey, that's what
Is
I'm
I think
talking
it's a
about. Yo, some confetti.
accomplishment.
Heck yeah, that's an accomplishment, man.
And
Heck yeah.
that's even after I raised the price of it. So the value is there,
Of course.
but it's something that had to be created over time.
Man, congratulations on that, man. That's definitely an achievement. And, it's something that's feeding into an economy. I know
Mm,
early on there was a lot of slack of having, a way to monetize without the tools that they brought up with us. And I know,
yeah,
there was a lot of slack in wanting to be the forefront, in that aspect. But people fail to understand that the more that you can show, I mean, a proof of product for others that are maybe trying to build up their brand or build up their business, or go approach another, maybe you're in a different industry, you want to go and approach another company and whatnot, you have a proof of product. Mr. Hardy West has spots that you guys can obviously show data that there's people in here actually doing, you know so I
yeah,
think that's pretty awesome, and that's a definitely a big achievement. And it's a big achievement to be able to even you know have be part, have your brand in here and bring it out in the way that you've been able to bring it out. Because I know there's people out there that are sitting here like, damn, I want to be part of that, that amount that he sold, but I can't because I'm waiting to buy the headset. Now that they lowered the price, you never know. That's one of the first spots that they'll definitely, you build your brand to get there. And very
It's
quick, I
not.
want to remind you guys,
Mm,
my bad. I want to remind you guys, I've always, this is one thing I always said, is branding is a big thing no matter what you're doing. If you're trying to be successful, content creating, or you want to grow your business, or you want to do some type of influencing. And one of the perfect examples is Hardy West. You know what I mean? No matter what, he's growing his brand, and everybody knows Hardy West, like it or not like it, or whoever, or neutral, or even if you're passing by, you know who Hardy West is, and I know you've met Peanut before. I think that's the only other person that I will say I've seen, was crazy popular in here in that aspect where no matter who you were, you knew who Peanut was.
yeah, yeah, he went viral. Yeah, he went
Yeah, that's
viral.
wild.
I think I had, and nothing against Peanut and everything, like,
No, no, of course.
there's
Yeah,
definitely ways that and I talked to Peanut early and kind of gave him some advice on how to capitalize off of that. Um
yeah,
the route I'm taking is different. I don't care for going viral or anything like that. You know, I'm gonna be set up, you know.
yeah, of course. Have a
And this
foundation.
time that we have here before the masters come is about getting set up. This is all this that is all it that's all it is. Um, I think I made a post about, don't seek attention, seek respect, but something along those lines. Because uh, if you depend on popularity, um, you can be popular one day and then the next day they'll somebody will take your spot. You know, that's why we have to build things that are embedded into the metaverse. Because to keep it real, I won't always be here. You know,
Of course. Yeah.
uh, we all have an expiration date, but Hardy
Hmm.
World will never have an expiration date.
There you go. And that's something that is able to be facilitated bigger because of the metaverse. And that's great, man. That's great that you'll be able to pass on. I know I've spoken before the ability of passing it on to your kids. I know, you're able to pass on the headset to your kid. And man, with the way that AI is going and everything, you might never know. He'll be, by the time he's, the age to pass it, we might not know if it's Hardy West or your son, So I think, and it's getting pretty creepy, man. I know AI is getting not creepy,
Hey
but
man,
awesome in the
I
aspect
I
of us.
will give y'all some clues. Y'all gonna know if it's me or not. Trust me, y'all gonna know if it's me. If
You're gonna have the
shit.
VIPs will know you'll leave something behind. Hey, I mean, look at the movie, The Ready Player. He left some stuff behind. You can do the same
Mm-hmm.
when you're, I mean,
Yeah.
leave some stuff within your worlds and your VIP or your early or your early adopters or the founders, not founders, people that came and supported you early. Those will be have people that'll have meta moments, things that they can take with them. And I know
I actually,
before you've spoken
yeah,
about like
yeah,
NFTs and things like
yeah.
that.
I actually was gonna do. I actually was planning like a multi-world scavenger hunt through like all my worlds and stuff. And I think that would be like a legacy type of thing. I
Oh yeah,
think,
that'd be awesome.
this day and age, you do something like that, somebody's gonna tell everybody where it is and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna have to get more creative. But I'm not
and
big into clues. I'm not big into symbolism and clues and
yeah.
Illuminati shit. Nah, I ain't into all of that.
No, 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 for sure. No, we're talking about obviously. No, we're not talking about. I don't want nobody to use this bid or anything and have a thumbnail saying Illuminati, Hardy West or anything. That's not what we're talking about. It's solely obviously just having something for people to, if they really know you, they'll be able to get to
Mhm.
these things. And I think that
Right,
that is
right.
actually pretty cool to have and leave behind. And I know you spoke about your Oculus. Someday if you save it, till when you continue growing the brand and you feel like it's ready to go to somebody special, you can have something like that. That it's worth a lot. I mean, there's people like Tom Brady and people that have built themselves big enough to where I'm pretty sure Tom Brady could put his, boxers on eBay and sell that damn thing for a crazy amount of money. Why not?
I
Why
don't
not
know, man. I
things
never
like
thought
this?
about that, man. That
Yeah.
anybody want to buy my first Oculus? I don't know. Shoot, man. If y'all think it's gonna be
You
worth
never know,
something, I
man.
don't know.
You never know, man. You never know. I mean, think about
I'm
it.
not big into selling things though. Like I literally have everything I've ever bought, even the stuff that broke. I'm not big into selling stuff.
Yeah, same thing. Keeping the gens and whatnot. But all right, brother. So let's get some of that, man. I know you have some stuff that you want to share with us, some knowledge. And once again, I want to
Yeah.
tell you guys, it's not every time that he comes out and does be able to share this type of stuff. I know in the past you've done seminars and things and paid events for people to come through, which I
Hmm.
totally agree on that. You know what I mean? There have the people that are going to use this type of information. I feel like have a minimal investment that they are willing to do. You get what I'm saying? And having that minimal investment is going to ensure that not only are you not wasting your time, doing this stuff just to throw it out there, you're already making money off of it. You know what I mean? You're already doing your thing with it. You're just trying to give it to somebody, give the game to somebody. And having some type of investment like that, it kind of has a filter to where, okay, this person is at least willing to invest in themselves in that aspect. So once again, Hardy West, if you can go ahead and give us some knowledge, man. Drop some knowledge for us on this motivational Monday.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a minute since I been on the stage and been able to talk. Not because there wasn't opportunities. It just was kind of just valuing myself, just putting some type of value on myself and my time and just having it make sense. The last thing I did do was with the Wall Street Journal. They reached out to me and they were like, they wanted to tour my worlds and they wanted to see what I had going on because a number of people had told them about what I had going on in here. And I spent like an hour and a half with this guy. He asked me so many questions. He was so intrigued and I was like, man, I'm about to be on the Wall Street Journal. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be lit. Uh, the article came. Well, it wasn't an article. It was a podcast. Came out, and man, they didn't talk about anything we did. He didn't talk about anything we saw. They used one clip from my Instagram talking about Ball Alert, talking about how there isn't that many people inside Horizon Worlds. The name of the podcast was Metaverse Mess. Like the dude sent it to me. And was like, "Hey, it dropped." And he said it said Metaverse Mess. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I listened to the podcast. It's about 10 minutes in, and you hear me on there. Hey, what's up, everybody? We at Baller Alert. It's 9:50. It gets packed. Come to Baller Alert. And they used the clip to kind of make it seem like I was like begging for people to come to Baller Alert. And I really didn't like that. They didn't know, people didn't know, I don't know if I said it started at 10, but if it's 9:50 and I'm telling people, it does get packed pretty quick. But they didn't know that, and it really didn't make me feel good. So I was like, I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not talking no more. I'm not doing nothing. Y'all just gonna get this work. I'm just gonna just put in work. And that's what I've been doing since. But thank you for Leroy for hitting me up and giving me the chance to speak. I do have some important words of encouragement, motivation for everybody here. I don't care about the people that's not here. I don't care about the people that's not watching. I care about y'all. All right. If you do want to increase your self-worth, the most important thing that you have to have is faith. More than anything, you have to have faith. I mean, faith is something that's, I mean, it's not always, it doesn't have to be religious. It doesn't have to be uh you know um anything that has to do with God or anything like that. You got to have faith in what you don't see. You know, you gotta have faith in what you don't feel yet. You gotta have the willingness to to believe in the unbelievable, believe in the impossible, and believe the impossible is possible. Right. Um, and as I go into these next subject, they're all gonna always come back to having faith. All right. And the first thing I want to talk about is setting goals. All right. For me, I always set goals. There's a certain type of way that I set goals though. I don't set little goals. I set big goals. I set ambitious goals. I set impossible goals. I set bigger than life goals. I said I want to build a black Disney World in here. All right. When you do that, when you set goals that you know is not going to be, you say, okay, how much time I'm gonna give myself to complete this goal? I'm gonna give myself 10 years. If you know what your goal is and you give yourself 10 years to reach that goal, you can start working on that today. You can start working on it today. No pressure. All right. But as long as you're working towards that goal, then you're not wasting your time. All right. Anything that you anything that I do, I want to make sure it's in line with my goal. If it doesn't make sense for my goal, I'm not going to do it. All right. That's how you can get to your goal much faster than 10 years. You might get there in 5 as long as you keep focusing on that goal. All right. Plan ahead and work towards it. If you need help setting your goals, hit me up, cuz I tell you, I say, nah, that's too little. That's too little. You got to think further. You got to think further, 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 further. Way down the line. All right. A lot of the goals that people set for themselves. I think like now, I think a person goes like, I want people to come to my world. Okay, that's a goal. You can that's go. No, I want to have 10,000 people come to my world. And that's a good goal. You know, that way you can start working towards that. If you set your goal at 10,000, of course you're gonna get 1,000 people. So that's kind of how, you know, um, I would kind of break that down. And at the end of the day, like I said, it comes back to faith, having faith. You know, don't come. If you got to believe in your goal before you set it. First of all, you can't just set a goal and 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 go after it for a couple months and be done with. That's why I said set it out because you're gonna hit some roadblocks. You're gonna hit some roadblocks. But like I said, as long as you're working towards that ultimate goal that you gave yourself 10 years to get to, you'll be okay. Trust me, you'll be okay. Just have faith and keep working towards that ultimate goal. All right. The second thing um, is taking risks. All right, this is probably one of the most important ones to me. Um, you gotta have balls, man. You gotta have balls to be in here and uh and go after it fully. Um, and you gotta have faith. I mean, taking a risk and not believing that it's gonna happen is ridiculous. Don't even take the risk. You know, um, I think one of the biggest risks for me in here is choosing people, choosing who you want to empower, who you want to befriend, who you want to associate yourself with. We see it all the time in here. We see it all the time. You know, no shot at big friend groups and all that stuff, but that's never been me. That's never been me. I think it can throw you off of your goal. We don't all have the same goals. Um, so I think it throws people off a lot in here. All right. I see a lot of people in here been here for a while. Cut it. Cut it right there. You know. Um, I think I was reading something earlier, and I posted about it earlier when it said that a friend of all is a friend of none, right? And I even posted asking people on my Instagram. I said, "Yo, if somebody if somebody you considered a friend told you they weren't choosing sides, like they're not choosing you, what do you still consider them a friend?" Me, I said that person's showing he's not a friend. If they won't choose me, um, I think when you go into business or at least a partnership or a friendship, you gotta make sure that that person is committed. Because if you like me, you're gonna be committed. You know, loyalty works both ways. Sometimes you gotta choose. I'd rather a person choose and let me know. You know, um, it's hard, especially in here with you want to keep everybody happy, but it's not about keeping people happy. It's about your self worth. If a person won't choose you and you would choose them, they're not they don't appreciate you, and your friendship. Um, I guess the value of your friendship. Shit, being a friend of mine is valuable. It's very valuable. I'm gonna make sure everybody that's a friend of mine knows that, and that the people that's not friends of mine know that. All right. So definitely be. I actually in getting into the choosing thing. Jay Dunn, you want to assist me? You got a Bible with you, man? Can you pull up a verse for me? Can you pull up a verse? Can you pull up a verse? Here's a verse. Here's a verse. It's in Matthew 6:24. Pull that one up. You know it. You probably know it. You should know it. It has to do with um, um, serving. It has to do with serving, um, because you serve your friends, you serve the people that you do spend life with. Okay, what did it say?
You wrong for this. You wrong for this. All right. Can you hear me? You can
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah,
Okay.
we can hear
Okay.
you.
You can hear me? Oh, okay.
Mm,
So, okay. All right. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one or love the other, or else he will hold the one or despise the other.
yeah, yeah. So what that means is you're gonna have to choose at the end of the day. You're gonna have to choose. So like I said, like choose wisely. The people that you decide to go into battle with. Um, like I said, and here one of the biggest problems I've seen is people choosing wrong, and and um and it hurts me to see it um happen. Because I talk about it so much. Um, the last thing about and like I said, with the taking risks, I'll get into one more on the taking risks. Early on, I'll tell y'all. I don't know if y'all know. I paid 3,500 for Bill Production to script me spades, to program spades for me. I remember early on, I told a couple people, and they were like, "Are you crazy? You gonna pay him that much? Like, are you serious?" I was like, yeah, because I knew that was gonna help me get to my goal. Um, was it a risk? Yeah, it was a risk. Yeah, of course it was a risk, but it was a risk that I took, and I also recognized that there was a lot more risk that's going to happen. I was going to have to take after that. to ultimately get to where I want to go. Um, don't listen to people, man. Do not listen to people. Have faith in yourself and what you want to do. All right. If you believe the Bills gonna win the Super Bowl and you put $1,000 on the Bills to win the Super Bowl, God damn it, believe it even if they they lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, do what you want to do. Um, because at the end of the day, it's for you to do and for you to maintain and for you to upkeep and not for them. So do what you want to do. All right. I'm gonna get into overcoming challenges. And the first thing that you want to do when you're faced with a challenge is identify the challenge. Really take a look at it. You know, a lot of times challenges they just fade away. You know, sometimes you might have a problem arise. Give it a couple days. It should go away. Especially if it's not a big problem. But sometimes it's hard to identify if it's a big problem or it's not a big problem. So you got to let some time go by to really understand what it is. And most of the time, it goes away. So definitely be patient and understand. Another way you can overcome challenges is by doing research. Um, a couple of times I've was faced with some different doubts and stuff, and I went on Google and I asked Google, and I pull up some motivation. I pull up a Jay-Z interview, and it helps. And it helps me. All right. You can also talk to your family, seek guidance. All right. And while you're doing this, if you notice, this stuff takes time to do. Don't just give up. But like I said, over time, what they say, all wounds will heal. That's what they say, or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if it's, but it might not even be that bad of a cut. But give it some time. Another thing you can do in here, especially in here, is switch it up. Switch it up. Yo, so many times I tried things in my world that did not work, and I just switched it up. It's never too late to switch it up. If it ain't working, don't force it. Don't force it. If it ain't working, if you seen 100 people walk past it, take it out. Take it out. Literally. Like, if people are walking past it and they not even looking, just take it out. It's a waste of capacity. It's a waste of space. Um, like I had to put the cigars in the space hall. I had 20 cigars, 20 animated objects. I thought everybody was gonna be getting the cigars. They were free. It wasn't worth it. Took them out. You know, I took them out. Now people are like, oh, where the cigars? Well, only like 3 people asked about them, so I took them out. You know, um, so don't be afraid. You know, of switching it up. It's never too late to switch things up because um, a lot of times, we think because we're not getting the results that we want that it's a problem. It may not be a problem. One thing may be missing. Two things may be missing, or maybe it's two things there that's not that really shouldn't be there. You don't know. You never know if you got to take away or if you got to give more. But either way, switch it up, figure it out, and move forward. All right. The last thing, you know, when face over trying to overcome a challenge, and this one has to do a lot with people, a lot with people and if people feel some type of way about what you're doing, which a lot of us I think have faced at some point in here. Um, fuck them. Just fuck them. That's all I gotta say. Just fuck them. Uh, and keep going forward. Because I'll tell you right now, it ain't worth it. It's definitely not worth it. Um, I think biggest, one of the most valuable things that we have in here is time and how we choose to use it. We could be building right now. All of us could be building right now, which y'all here with me. All right. We could be spending time in spades. We could be spending time in somebody else's world. We could be doing. I damn sure not about to be don't want to be spending my time thinking about what people that's not gonna be supporting me got think about me and opinions and stuff like that. No, I'm gonna spend my time on my goal. All right. So like I said, you know, even with overcoming challenges, you got to just have faith that it's gonna be better. You know, that it's gonna get better and everything. I think is one of the what they call it, what, the secret. Yeah, y'all ever heard of the secret? Y'all heard of the secret before? The secret is they say it's the law of attraction. um the law of attraction is basically, if you believe it will happen, it will happen. I just say, just have faith, you know, and it'll all be all right. um I do want to take some questions. If anybody got any questions, I'll take questions too.
Yeah, let's get well, first of all, let's get some confetti in the air, man. That's a lot of great info that we're getting over here, and I like it, man. I like it because a lot of times, you know, we think about what people are gonna say when they come up here and guest speak or come up here and give tips. You know, sometimes we have the people that give real ideas and things like that. But I like that you give them, you're giving them the truth. You know, just not giving up. And I know there's times in your process or your time in here that, like you said, you've tried something and you could have been like, man, screw this. I don't think I want to put effort into this. But you decide to say, okay, well, let me pull this out and put something else in here that maybe I'll get some more
Mm-hmm.
data out of. So that's
Right.
great to hear, man. That definitely is great to hear. Um, let's get some questions. Let's get some questions. If you got a question, please put your hand up, and I'll bring over the mic. And you can ask. I mean, pretty much. What are you open, man? You could ask them. Right here.
Yeah,
Miss
yeah, yeah,
Joy.
yeah. You can ask me
There you go, Miss
anything.
Joy.
You can ask me anything.
Hey, Hardy. Well, great talk. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I wanted to know what was the thing that you had to overcome in here. What was the hardest thing to overcome that you dealt with?
Oh man, I don't think I'm done. I don't think I'm done overcoming that. Uh, uh, I mean, I think I had a. I mean, having a target on my back is probably one of the biggest things to carry in here. And um daily, man, daily is it's just, uh how I overcome it is by killing them, like, is by keep going, like like um I try to, just just top top myself every time, um and keep unraveling, you know month after month, and showing I'm for real, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. That is one of the big challenges for me in here. Um, I think it's I think I used to care about it a lot. Like, I used to care, like, how can they say I'm not building my worlds? Why can I now I'm not scripting. Who do they think is doing all of this stuff? You know. Um I had to just say, block all that out and just keep building and keep innovating and saying, okay, well, let me keep doing stuff that they never seen before. Um and have faith, and also have faith that eventually the right people will see, uh me, So yeah, but that's I mean the fight
Great
is not
question.
over. The fight is not the fight is never over. I'll tell you that right now. It's
Great
definitely
question.
not.
Thank you so much, Miss Joy. Thank you so much for that question. Shout out
Right here.
to Joy Rain. Young Russ, what do we got here?
What's up, boss?
What's up, man?
Yo, Hardy. So, what's one of the main things with your that you problems that you're running into with the Hardy Stars that you're trying to get resolved at the moment?
It's I think with the Hardy Star situation, and this is what anything new that I want to put into my worlds. Um, I want to make it make sense. I want it to make sense. I don't want to just put it out. I didn't do that the first time either. I really thought it through. I had the ATMs. I had it where you can transfer Hardy Stars, back and forth to people, had the CeeLo, the other machines and all that stuff. But a glitch happened and I got robbed and guy got made off with a couple million Hardy Stars and like I said, I had to switch it up. It was a challenge. I had to switch it up. I had to take it away, completely take it away
Right.
and recruit. This time I'm making adjustments. You won't be able to transfer back and forth. So what you get on your account and win on your account, it would just be on your account. Um, but the ability to transfer may be a VIP feature that people may buy that VIP feature to be able to do. It's always about adding value to different things, right? So because I know I can do that feature, uh, I can offer that feature to select people and put a premium on it. Uh, Hardy Stars is coming back. I think right now, I like what A Money is doing in Dominoes with the ability to bet on, games. Um, it worked. I mean, people still talk about Hardy Stars. It worked in the Starcade. Um, I think a lot what Leroy says is very true. I'm kind of waiting on Meta. But at the same time, they may be waiting on me. I don't fucking know.
That's
Right.
what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, man. All jokes aside, it's a great attitude to honestly have. Like, man, Hardy, I appreciate for real, man. Like how you hold your brand because it does build the value in it, And very quick, I know Joy has a question. I want to say this with the stars, it's the same thing with like NFTs. A lot of you guys heard about NFTs, and then there was a bunch of people that would come and be like, "Hey, I don't know, I'm gonna make that an NFT," and that's cool. You can make whatever you want. I can make this microphone NFT, but at the end of the day, if you necessarily don't have anybody who's interested in this overall or interested in what it is, you can make it whatever the hell you want to make it. Just because you made it into an NFT doesn't necessarily make it any more valuable than what you've already built it up to be. The other thing back to
Right.
it is if you have customers that are paying credit card, let's just say they're paying credit card and you decide, I want to make my product an NFT or I want to make my product where you can only pay in crypto and you haven't educated your clients or you haven't educated your specific, the crowd that you're trying to get to, you just put a wall now. I don't care what you pay me, man. As long as it equals money, I'll put all the options there for you. But I would never, if I didn't educate my clients or my people into it, I wouldn't just throw it on there. And that's exactly, what you're doing with the stars. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Joy.
You gotta create the value. The value has to be created. I had asked somebody because right now in solo spades, you get 2 free plays. If you don't have a VIP membership, you get 2 free plays a day. If you run out of free plays, you can't play anymore. All right. So that's instantly telling them, oh, I need a membership. It's unlimited free plays when you're a VIP member. Right. But then I have people that saying, well, can I buy more free plays? Well, yeah, sure. You can I can put it in, you can buy more free plays. Um, but for me, I think over time, I'm always going to be increasing the value of having a membership or increasing the value of the Hardy Stars and anything that you're able to pay for in my worlds.
Heck yeah, man. We have a question from Miss Joy.
Yes, so we did the Black Creator Spotlight. Onyx Leaf Media and Hardy World Meta did the Black Creator Spotlight for the month of February for Black
Yeah.
History. And I wanted to ask Mr. Hardy West, because we never got to ask this question to you. It's actually two questions. It is how do you balance real life with virtual time? And also, how does it feel to be a part of not only Black history, but history, making history in the metaverse?
Yeah, like real life and in here is I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. I got a very supportive fiance. She, we share the same goals and everything. So that helps like a lot. You know, the hardest part for me is, my son, and everything. And that's why he's a huge part of my why in here. Um, I'm fighting for my freedom, in here. So it's it's always going to be worth it. You know, I don't have nothing against a person that goes to work 8 hours a week or 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. I don't have anything. But for me, ultimately, I can stay up here and say, oh, I want to be the richest motherfucker in the metaverse. But all I really want is freedom. That's all I really want. I want the freedom to be able to go when the fuck I want to go, come, leave. Oh, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to wake up and say, I'm not doing shit today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately whatever. But, right now it's hard. It's hard. But the reason why, I'm doing it is a good reason, and it's a reason that I will not regret. I will not regret. And yeah, I just won't have any regrets against it. But really it's hard. It is hard. So ask me in about 6 months. Ask me again. Because I don't think I'm doing the best with balancing, but real life. I'm definitely not the one that asked about that. But to be a part of Black history in here is I don't even know if it really it really hit me to what it is. I think for me, um, I'm trying to just be a part of history. You know what I'm saying? Like Black, white. Shit, I'm trying to be a part of metaverse history. Um, and being a Black person, that could potentially be noticed as, a pioneer or the first to do a lot of things. Um, it shows, you know, uh, other people that look like me that come from my same background that you can accomplish whatever you put your mind to. So I'm definitely putting my mind to this shit and my time, my mind and my time.
Yes, sir.
uh, Flex, you had
Yeah, I
Flex,
got a
you
little.
had a question. Oh,
I got a question, man. So,
you got the mic right there.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hey, pleasure to meet you, Hardy, man. I want to ask, when it comes to your brand and yourself, your 10-year goal, where do you see yourself in? Where do you see yourself at with your brand?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what y'all think I'm gonna say. I'm all right. 10 years. Okay, I don't think I've ever said this publicly. Um, I'm trying to talk, no matter that shy all type of shit. I don't want to say anything crazy. Um, I think well in Horizon, I want to I want to have the Hardyverse. Pretty much where you would have, different experiences. I mean, I want to collab with other creators. Um, I want other creators worlds to be a part of the Hardyverse. Miss Rocks, I know you got meta news, but hey, the Hardyverse get big enough, we might need a news channel of our own. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, Joy Rain. I wouldn't. I mean, if it, I'm not a person that's gonna do it, but if her if her if her show could be a part of the Hardyverse, where Hardy Stars could be used in Joy Rain space, they could be used in a news space, they could be used in a Dame talk show space, a mall, a tag two parlor, you know, all within the Hardyverse, and people would be able to just move around, take their stuff from one world to other worlds, and pay. And it would be its own metaverse within the metaverse, um, in a sense. I think that's a big reason why I didn't create a city or like a Hardy city, or you know that's when I talk about people getting ahead of themselves. Now you gotta start street level. You gotta start at the bottom and then work up to the city. If I can put all my worlds in one world, it would look like a fucking city. But I can't do that yet. So I don't want to waste no capacity on that. And I want to build the buildings out. Like I want to build what's going to be in the buildings first, and then we can get to all of that. But 10 years from now, I do want to have a universe, of different experiences, have, the Hardy Stars be used throughout. Um, man, so much stuff. So much stuff. You
Dang.
know,
Yeah.
I don't know how big these worlds are gonna get, but man, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited. Heck yeah. Thank you, man.
Leroy done went upside down on us.
Oh,
He left some food in the oven.
They done got the mic. I don't know if he wanted to end it or.
So, man, I just wanted to, since I got the microphone, there we go. Yes, this is the microphone, man. I just want to give you a shout out, man. You're doing amazing things in the metaverse, man. You're definitely encouraging so many other builders, so many other people, not just people of color, but people of all ethnicities, because you're doing something that's not the norm. You're doing something that everyone is not, at the moment, capable of doing. So you're a fire starter. And every time you're a fire starter, there's other people who are going to get warmth from your fire, right? And
Yeah.
so sometimes you got to understand that you're just the beginning of something, and the people who are at the very beginning of everything that happens, they're the rebels. There's the
Mm,
the circles in the square pegs. Like the whole here's to the crazy one speech that Steve Jobs gave on his commercial when he was introducing the next wave of computing that now we take for granted, but back in the day, everyone was like, "Who wants a personal computer in their house?" Well, it's the same thing happening with the metaverse. Who wants to put a headset on? Who wants to put these glasses on and go into a virtual world? So you're at the very
right.
beginning where people are looking at you like you're a rebel, but you're making a lot of change and a lot of things. And I think you're not going to really get all the flowers you deserve until much, much later when people look back and go, wow, you were such a trendsetter. So just keep going, man. Keep blazing the trail. Keep being that fire starter. You got people who support you and love you, man. So we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. you. I don't know if he coming back. I don't know what's going on with him.
He was back for a second, and then he went back.
All right, it's time for me. I'm sorry, guys. Got a little bit of throat problems. Time for me to close out Leroy's show. No, but for already.
Oh, there-
Let me. I'm sorry, man. I gotta. Here. Let me
Yeah.
get that, brother. I gotta.
Okay.
Hey, hey, Hardy. I am so sorry, man. I am having a family emergency. I'm gonna have to head out. I apologize for
all
this,
right,
brother.
it's all good.
If you could definitely, if you know, the last things that we had, if you can leave us with a motivational quote and you know something that allows you to push on in life. But I gotta get going. I appreciate y'all for real for coming through, man, and thank you so much for being guest speaker tonight, guys. Hardy.
All right, no problem. All right,
Okay,
one
Leroy.
thing I'll leave y'all with is keep grinding, keep innovating,
Grinding.
uh, create new things, be different. Yeah, mic drop. Uh-oh, ain't no physics on that. Send me the link. Thank you
Great
for
show,
coming
great
through,
show.
man. Thank you
Yeah,
for
that was
coming
dope.
through. Thank you for the assist on the Bible verse.
What's up, boss?
Matthew 6:24. Now I know.
Good, bro.
What's up?
Yes,
What's up?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I knew you was gonna come
Hey,
preach
what's going
today. I
on?
knew you was gonna preach today.
I like your
man.
lipstick. I like your lipstick.
Yeah.
Hey,
I knew
hey,
you was
JP.
gonna
I'm
preach,
sorry
bro.
I left y'all show early. The thing powered down, and I put it on
That
the
was a good
charger.
one,
I said,
dog.
I know I gotta be
That was a
back
good
on the
one.
show.
Did you miss your basketball
Yeah, man.
game?
I'm back in the
Yep, I
streets,
did.
man. I'm
Yep.
back in the
Back,
streets.
I
back
need
in the
to head
middle
on over
streets.
there, but I'm good right now, man. This weather change, and it's got my throat feeling just like, yeah,
Man.
dry.
Yeah, the
Wow.
pollen been crazy out here.